to this additional tutorial on sketching and drawing in QGIS. In this tutorial I will show you how to make scratch layers. This is one of the many ways to add content by yourself in QGIS. You'll learn how to use different geometry types. Features drawn by yourself can be points, like object or indicating a position, lines representing networks, or polygons representing an area. Based on this tutorial, you will learn how to adapt geometries using the vertex tool. Besides, you know how to update and complement data using the table and fields. Finally, we will show you how to use this information for improving the visualization. We hope you enjoy this tutorial and that you make use of it during the design course. Before we start in QGIS, I show you an overview of the used versions and plugins for this tutorial. Plugins affect available menus and options. The used plugins are PDoc services and Quick Map services, and the version is QGIS 3.26. Welcome to QGIS. I have prepared an empty file. On the top here you can see the name, and we have to check first whether the CRS is correct. On the bottom you can see 28992. You can change the EPSG if you want here, but this is the correct one for the Netherlands, the RD new. We are going to look at a case in Delft, Delft campus. Well, let's first try to find Delft. You can type Delft here in the PDoc locator, and you do this. That you see this, but there's no map yet, so let's place a map in the background. We use PDoc services for that. And I know there's a nice background map in gray called BRT gray. And when we place it here, you will see this again. And when we go to Delft. We zoom into Delft and you see it's a nice neutral map. The area we're going to look at is the TU Delft campus area, and I already prepared some bookmarks here. So this is the area. Okay, let's make a scratch layer and start making an analysis of this area. The scratch layer can be found here. When you push this button, you will get this pop-up saying layer name, well, let's call it points. The geometry type, that's an important one. In this case we choose points. And you have to be aware that the CRS needs to be filled in as well, so it's the same as we're using over here. And let's start with this. Now we have a background map here, we have a point layer here, and we have to add the points. The point layer is already in editing mode, and this is the point feature, add point feature tool. Let's have a look at the high-rise buildings, the landmarks in the TU Delft campus area. There is, for example, the Faculty of Architecture over here. It has a tower, so we put a dot there. There's the Electrical Engineering building over here, the highest building of the campus area. And, well, there's the library over here, which has a very distinct tower. So I've placed 3 dots on the map, and when we look at the layer itself now, we open it, and you have the attribute table. You will see 1, 2 and 3 over here, but no information. Well, that's a pity, of course. Well, we can add information. We can add a column, a new field, for example. We could say name. And that's, of course, a text string. Let's say about 50. Okay. We can add another field called category. It's a text string as well, maybe 20 is enough. So now I need to fill it in. I remember that I did architecture first. Then there was electrical. And there was the library. Let's say this is a tower. Electrical is a high-rise building, and this is a tower again. And then we can stop editing. Now we can of course use this for the visualization. When we double click, we have a first single symbol here, and we can make it categorized, for example based on the value of the name. When we classify it, you will see there are 3 different names. When we apply it, there will be 3 different colors over here. Yeah. Another way could be by using the category. When we classify this, apply, you will see that architecture and the library have the same color, and the high-rise building has a different color. Okay, this is one way of doing it. Make sure to store your data as well. Usually in a geo package, and I can call it points over here. Okay, so we have 3 dots on the map now. How about making the dots different? So if we go to symbology, we can have a look at the marker itself. This is the electrical engineering building. Let's say we give it the hospital sign. And the other ones, we give it this one. And now you see that there are distinct types of symbols. You can use all types of symbols here. So what we did for the points, we can do for lines as well. So let's add another scratch layer here. It's called lines. Geometry type is line string. CRS is RD new. And let's add the fields already. Name, text string, length 50, add field. And we do the same for the category. It can be a bit shorter, add field. Okay, so we have another scratch layer here. Let's store it immediately this time. We go to the geo package and we call it lines. Okay. It's already in editing mode, and you can see the symbol here has changed. It's now showing add line features. Now, click left when you want to have the line, and you can add a line, and the last one is click right. The FID number is generated automatically. The name could be the artery of the TU Delft or the Meekelweg, and the category is main. We have one line here. Well, we can also do a bit of analysis for the bridges. So there's a bridge here. Name, the type is bridge, for example, bridge, and it is up about de brug in Dutch. Oh, there's another bridge here. Category, bridge. Hamburg. Oh, there's a bridge here as well. So there are a couple of bridges, and there are main arteries. For example, here there's a main bike path through the TU Delft campus area. And there's another main path going from here to here. Could call it bike path or whatever as well. Okay, so we have this list now, and let's use that for the visualization. We can make a categorized visualization again, and we do it based on the category, classify, apply. Okay, so you will see that there are different colors now. The bike arteries are green now and the bridges are red, but we can also change the symbology a bit. Like we can make a thicker line here, a simple line, make it the stroke a bit thicker like this. So it's more visible. It also counts for this one. And what you could do here is, of course, assign new bridges. Like here, there's a bridge, but here there seems to be a bridge missing. It would be great to have a bridge there, so we can add another bridge here and say, hey, wouldn't it be interesting to have a bridge here? Category, future. I call it a bridge here now as a name. Option 1, it could be here. Two, or another place. And of course we can have a look at this line as well, solid line, and make it even thicker. Yeah, so this way we can use lines. So we have points and lines now. Let's have a look at the areas. We're going to make another scratch layer again. We call it areas. The geometry type is polygon. The VGS is RD new. And also here let's add some information. So we add a name field and we add a category field. Okay, I immediately store this layer. It's not necessary, you can also do it later, but scratch layers are not saved with the project. So the scratch layer is here, and let's place it a bit lower so it's underneath the points and the lines. It's in editing mode already. And now it's time to add some features. And you will see here that the thumb already has changed, so it's saying add polygon now. Oh, so let's add some polygons. Let's say we are going to look at potential locations for transformation. And to say this is the campus area. This is just for this tutorial. I put a couple of lines here. Kabel district is the name of this area, and I call it future as well. And there might be other areas. Okay, so we have a couple of areas here, but maybe they're not well drawn. So let's have a look. What can we do to change this? Well, that's where we use the vertex tool. It's over here. And now we can start changing the object, either the points or the edges. So let's say you want to change the whole edge here. You can add points there if you want, or move a whole edge. Yeah, you have to play a bit with this. As you can see, yeah, nothing can go wrong. Just play around with the dots to see what's happening. And if you're satisfied, we can also store it. So stop editing, save, that's it. So we have the shapes now, and if we look at the information, the attribute table, it says FID, it's the unique number. There's a name we typed and we had a category. We can add any category you like. But what is the area actually? That will be of interest. So let's add something here. So we are going to do the field calculator here. And we can say area, a new field called area. And when we type area here, it will automatically generate the area. And here you can see the area. And as we are using the Dutch grid, it means this is all in square meters. So it's that easy to get this amount here. We can also use that for the visualization, for the label, for example. It says no label now. We can do a single label here, and the value is based on the area, for example. Apply, and we have the area now in here. And of course you have to improve the visualization for this. This is not very readable, but I leave that up to you. And we stop editing again. So let's improve the visualization of this drawing a bit. It's quite rude at the moment. First of all, the points. We can add some labels there. So if we double click here, we go to the labels. We can say single layer based on name. Indeed, the name field would be a good one to show. And when we apply, you already see the name over here. So that could help identify the areas themselves. If you look at the symbology, the fill, the layer rendering could be changed into multiply. Then it gets a bit of transparency and you can see through it. And of course the labels can be improved as well, because it's not very readable this way. Either make them bigger or change the color, or make them bold, for example. In this case, maybe white could help. So to summarize, what have we done? We have added a couple of layers. We have used the Scratch tool over here. In the editing mode, you're able to add features, and using the table and symbology and the labels, you're able to visualize the information. And finally, we have calculated the area here for the polygons. To finalize the project, don't forget to save it. This is the end of this tutorial. If you have further questions, you're welcome at the seminar or the lunch meetings. Goodbye.